Good afternoon, my dear students. We are discussing about the electrochemistry. We are now in the chapter of electrochemistry. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the Faraday's law of electrolysis. We all have idea about the laws of electrolysis. That is, if we supply some electricity in a solution in presence of the two electrode, that is cathode and anode, then there will be a deposition at if it is a metal ion present in the solution, that is cation, it will be deposited on the cathode. So today we will discuss about more details about this. So yes, student, I am Dr. Vishwajit Gain, your chemistry teacher, assistant professor, Department of Chemistry, Dr. Sudhir Chandrasoor, Institute of Technology and Sports Complex. Student, as we today discuss about the application of the electrolysis, the most common example of the application of the electrolysis is the electroplating. Yes, of course, I will describe in detail in next few slide, but I want to draw your attention here in this cell, that is electrolytic cell. Here, if you look into this picture, you will see that two electrode, that is in the left hand side, this is called cathode, and in the right hand side it is the anode. So here the cathode is connected with a source of electricity, or you make a battery or any kind of source of electricity. Now the cathode is combined with the negative side and the anode is connected with positive side. So normally, if any electrolyte present in the solution, that is in this cell, then the positive ion like cation, here if you look into the picture, that is copper 2 plus ion, move towards the cathode and they will deposited on the cathode by taking 2 electron from the anode, I'm so sorry, from the cathode. So here Cu2 plus is converted to the Cu, and in the opposite side there will be a movement of anion, and here OH minus will be deposited and it produced oxygen gas. So from this picture it is clear that if we take a metal solution and perform electrolysis, then there will be a chance of deposition of that metal ion in the electrode. And yes, this is the most valuable application, that is electroplating. Now other than that, there will be lots of other application. Here in this first slide I want to discuss about that, that is the extraction of the metal or the element. By electrolysis one can get the metal ion or non-metal also. So if someone perform electrolysis in an electrolytic cell, and that is by means of the electricity, yes, they can get the element. Here there are some example of the element which can be obtained by electrolysis. Uh, uh, Student, here in the electrolysis, the element or other thing obtained in the electrode are completely pure, because this type of the moment and reaction are very selective. So we will get the compound or element in completely pure state, that is in 100% pure. So these are the example like lead, aluminum, zinc, sodium, potassium, lithium, and non-metal like hydrogen, chlorine, um, oxygen. I have just said that yes, here in the anode you can produce oxygen. So yes, oxygen can be obtained by electrolysis, and it is completely pure, that is 100% pure. So yes, it is obtained hydrogen. It is possible to get hydrogen and oxygen simultaneously or from the cell in the pure state by electrolysis of the water in presence of acid. So we can get oxygen at the anode, and we can get hydrogen at the cathode. So this is the way that is actually known as the electrolysis of the water. So by means of this way electrolysis of the water, we can get hydrogen and oxygen. Now here the chemical presentation of how one can get lead as a pure element by electrolysis. So if lead solution or Pb2 plus or lead cation is present in the solution, then it is moved to the cathode and accept electron, that is it will be reduced and it will convert it to lead. So basically in cathode there is a reduction takes place and we will get metal. And if you consider the chloride, then it will be, as it is an anion, it is moved to the anode and it leave electron, and if two chloride ion reach to the anode and leave two electron, then it will be form chlorine gas. So yes, again we will get a pure element from the electrolytic cell or by means of the electrolysis. So this is sometimes called electrowinning. The element is won from its ion. So basically, yes, there will be presence of the ion, but it is converted to the uh, metal or non-metal in its pure form. Now, that is one can get metal, that is if you go to the metallurgy, we know that the most important ore of aluminium is alumina, that is it is bauxite. The most important ore of aluminium is bauxite, that is Al2O3 and 3H2O. So if we perform a electrolysis in molten alumina, then yes, it is possible to get aluminium at cathode. But student, we have to use the molten alumina only, but there will be no presence of the water, because uh, the melting point of the oxide is 2045 degrees centigrade. So now, so now, if you heat it, then at this temperature it is possible to get alumina. And as the temperature is too high, then it is very difficult to reach that temperature and control that temperature. So in that case, cryolite is added and it lowered the melting temperature, and it is up to 1000 degrees centigrade. So yes, if it is a 1000 degrees centigrade, yes, it is, we can achieve this 1000 degrees centigrade. Now here, if you look here, the reduction potential of the water here, yeah student, if you look into this picture, or it's not a picture but a electrochemical series with respect to the reduction potential. So if water and Al3 plus present in an electrolysis cell, then the water will be dissociated and it will form H2O in the cathode. So if water molecule is present in the solution, then it is not possible to get aluminium in the cathode. So we have to take molten alumina instead of aqueous alumina. So ultimately, the conclusion is that you cannot reduce aluminium in presence of water, but you have to take molten aluminium. Here, this is the picture of the extraction of the aluminium from its ore, that is Al2O3. So here, if you consider Al2O3, then there will be only two ion, that is Al3 plus and oxide as an anion. So cation will be moved to the cathode and anion will be moved to the anode. So here Al3 plus will go to the cathode and accept 3 electron and deposited on the cathode as Al. So aluminium will be deposited on the cathode, and in the anode there will be deposition of the oxide ion and it actually lost 2 electron, and then it will form oxygen. So the cathode will get aluminium as a pure compound or element, that is 100% pure. Student, again I am saying that the element obtained in the electrolysis is 100% pure. So in the cathode we will get aluminium, and in the anode we will be get oxygen. So yes student, it is possible to get metal or extraction of the metal is possible by means of the electrolysis. Now, another one very important application of the electrolysis is the electroplating. So here, um, electroplating is that by means of the electrolysis, we can make a layer of another metal on a particular metal. So we make a layer on a metal surface by another metal and protect the first metal by or from corrosion, or sometime it make look good. So suppose if you take if you want to make a layer of gold on the surface of the copper, yes, we know that the gold is non-reactive, but the copper is the reactive because it is very easily oxidized and produce cupric oxide. So first, if you make a layer of the gold on the copper surface, then you will be able to protect it from the weather. And another one important thing, that the material will be look good. So yes, it is very important. So that is, we use this thing for the ornament. If we take silver and then it will be make a layer of gold, then it will be said gold plated jewelry, or one can say it is city gold and other thing, lots of name, but ultimately you can get a touch of the gold. It will look like a gold, but it is not a gold, but inner side of the jewelry is silver, or sometime maybe copper, and the cost will be very low. So if you want to make a layer of gold on the copper surface, then you have to choose like this. You have to take an electrolyte and cathode and anode. Here, in generally, the cathode will be the metal on which you want to make layer or cover with a new metal, and anode will be that metal by which you want to make a layer. And electrolyte will be, that is the salt of the metal which is used as a anode. So if you look here on this picture, so here we want to make a layer of gold on the copper surface. So here we use copper as a cathode and gold as a anode, and as a salt we use AuCN. As it is a cyanide salt, it is sometimes we avoid it because cyanide is a very poisonous. So in case we use auric chloride, AuCl3 salt. So here, when the electrolysis is started, the Au plus or the gold cation will be come to the copper, and it will be deposited as a Au, and in the anode, the Au, that is metal ion, leave its electron on the anode and come to the solution as a cation. So ultimately there will be a continuation of the increase of the layer of the gold in the copper, and the depth of the gold will be decreases from the anode as it is going to the solution as a cation. So ultimately we will get a gold plated copper. So yes, now you make use, or you can use this gold plated copper as a jewelry, or other structure and other thing, so it will look good, but the cost will be very low. Now this is the picture, the real picture of a electrolytic cell, where they use gold or stainless steel. Here they use the stainless steel, but you may consider this is as gold. So they use gold as anode, and a coin, the simple coin, as anode. So again, I'm sorry, here they use gold as anode and coin as a cathode. So there will be deposition of the gold on the surface of the coin, and here, that is in the coin surface, and you will get a gold plated coin. But ultimately, normally the coin will be made by steel or copper, but yes, it is possible to make it gold or gold plated coin. So when student, you are buying something look like gold, but it may be not gold, but the surface will be covered by gold. So be careful when you are buying something. So here the gold plated ring, ultimately it is made by copper. So again, I am saying that is gold plating is or electroplating is a very important thing. So here again is the example of making layer of silver on a metal surface. So yes, you can get a silver coin, actually silver plated coin, and this is the process or the picture where electrolysis is used in lead refinery. And I have already told you that electro refining is the process by puring a metal by electrolysis. So by means of the electrolysis, one can get 100% pure metal. So this is mainly used in case of the production of the lead and production of the copper, because if you use the impure copper, impure here impure copper, or here if you consider the lead, then there will be impurities as gold, silver and zinc. Now if you use this impure lead as an anode and pure lead as cathode, then and use a particular salt of lead as an electrolyte, then yes, it is possible to get the pure lead. There will be no deposition of the gold, silver and zinc. In the same way, you can make pure the copper, because in the copper, when you try to extract copper from its ores, there will be presence or high chance of the presence of the silver and gold, because they are from the same group. So but you can get pure copper by some means of electrolysis. So that will this will be, I will discuss in your metallurgy section in details. So here is the example of the electrorefining of lead by a diagram. So student, thank you. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and hope you enjoy the class and you satisfied for it. And if you have any problem, any queries, please ask to me.